So, really surprising news today. A new Gundam series was announced. I don't usually cover news, but this was really interesting to me. So this is called Gundam GQ UUUUUUX. Yes, because that'll be very easy to talk about with your friends. I assume most of us will shorten it in some way, like Gundam GQX or something, but this is scheduled to release in Japan next month, much sooner than expected considering it was announced very recently. On January 15th in theaters, it's going to be like a recut version that's different from the show, and the show's going to release separately. I assume they're doing this because Gundam's a big event and a lot of people want to see it with their kids and all of that stuff. And the best way to describe it so far is that this is a very odd show. It's very weird already, just from a short trailer. The titular robot design is pretty different from real robots or super robots. It's pretty much like nothing we've ever seen before, and the characters look like they're from Gen 9 Pokemon. I don't think this is what really most people were expecting from the franchise going forward, so I guess it's best to explain how this came to be. All of this comes from an unprecedented collaboration between Studio Khara and Sunrise. And you might know Khara for working on the Evangelion Rebuild films. It's the studio that Hideaki Anno, the creator of Evangelion, made after separating from Gainax. Sunrise decided to let Khara lead the creative vision on this while they take a bit more of a backseat as far as I can tell, while they work on like Hathaway's second movie and the new Seed Freedom thing. So we're pretty much literally getting Evangelion Gundam, or you could say Evangundium, or whatever. That's a pretty dumb thing to say. Link to the official announcement and website are in the description if you're curious and just don't want to see me talk about it. I won't be playing the full trailer verbatim because you can just find it. As for the staff, the director we're getting is Kazuya Tsurumaki. He directed End of Evangelion and FLCL, and the script is being collaborated on by Yoji Enokido and Anno himself. As for the character designs, they were done by Take. She actually did work on Pokemon, so that explains that connection, and you might also know her for working on several popular light novels. As for the official synopsis, this is what it says. Amate Yuzuriha is a high school student living peacefully in a space colony, floating in outer space. When she meets a war refugee named Nyan, Amate is drawn into the illegal mobile suit dueling sport known as Clan Battle. Under the entry name Machu, she throws herself into fierce battle day after day, piloting the GQ UUUUUX. Then an unidentified Gundam mobile suit, pursued by both the Space Force and police, appears before her, along with its pilot, a boy named Shuji. Now their world is about to enter a new era. And that's about it for info we have so far. There are character descriptions, but they're somewhat redundant with the plot description, so I won't go over them. I guess the best question to ask is, what do you guys think about this? Obviously, it is very weird, it is very different, it's very radical. I think a lot of us see the 3D in the trailer for the mobile suit fights and immediately sigh in disappointment. It just seems like every mecha series is going more and more and more in that direction nowadays. Like we saw the same thing, Grendizer U, in the last year, and pretty much every robot series nowadays. It's also seeming to be very moe, it's all about high school girls and being cutesy, which is probably a response to G-Witch's success. It just seems like anime in general is going in that direction nowadays. Stoic characters and manly characters are just pretty hard to find in the current industry. That's a bit disappointing for me, and I think a lot of fans who are coming at this from a UC angle, like I talk about on my channel, but it is how it is. I will say though, I'm not completely negative on this. I actually think it could be pretty good, and I would say I'm excited for it. There's a lot of good stuff like Haro wearing a beanie, mono eye enemy mobile suits. We already have Gunpla announced, and a lot of merch. And at the very least, this series is trying to do its own thing, which I can definitely respect. I think the effort and ambition are really respectable, and as a result of that approach, I think it'll either appeal to a larger audience than maybe ever before, or it'll completely crash and burn and die in irrelevance. It'll at least be interesting to talk about, so I can promise you I will definitely review it if I'm alive when it comes out. My biggest hope beyond like direction or aesthetics or anything though, is I just really hope it has a strong moral message and dignified writing, because that's what I tend to connect to the most with Gundam. And I believe that's what Tomino intended for the franchise, to make it more than just a simple robot show. Like, he hated robot shows. I don't think there's too much to worry about there. Anno is usually good about making something meaningful. Evangelion 3.0 plus 1.0 was one of the best films he's made in a very long time, and I think that he can use that momentum to do something really special here. Some Tomino purists might find this to be an insult to Tomino's legacy, considering Tomino's opinions on Anno's other works. Really, I think the best way is just to wait for it to come out with cautious optimism and not speculate too much. That's just how I'm going into it though. What do you guys think? Are you guys completely writing this off? Are you interested? Are you excited? Are you big Anno fans? Let me know. Feel free to like, comment, sub. God bless you guys. Peace.